Hi, I'm Greg Spence and this is the WindWorks studio. Just a quick message to say Merry Christmas. Now we all know that the world has been quite chaotic in the last couple of years and we all deal with it in different ways. So I want you to know something really important here, that taking a break sometimes from things that you do normally, as you may have learned, is not necessarily a bad thing. And the same applies to trumpet playing. Now I've got a little gift I want to offer you at the end of this video, so please watch through. It's not a very long one. It's all about taking a break, and it's all about the psychology of learning how to play your instrument, or as you know, learning how to play golf. I have been teaching myself to play golf left-handed. I got to a plateau and all of a sudden I could not break the handicap of 24, 25, 26, and I'll show you the dates, how this all works. I was stuck. You practice and practice the processes and then you feel like you're not getting anywhere. You make changes and then they disappear, and you make changes and they disappear, and you have those levels of frustration. Frustration, as you'll learn when you watch the link that I've provided for you as a little Christmas bonus, is the way to learn. And I've had people who have come to the course and some go, this doesn't work for me, and they leave after a month and they've missed the point about the whole learning process. And what I will be doing next year is explaining the learning process in a way that you may not have thought of before. But let me just say, I had to take a break from golf just because things were getting chaotic and I hit a plateau, and basically took about 6 weeks off, thinking about the swing, thinking about the processes, the cycle of tees, technical everyday elements that I'll be adding a lot more to in 2022. The way to learn your instrument, or to learn the golf swing, is to break down the elements and practice them individually and then synchronize them. And I got to a point where I just wasn't progressing, and you've got to get to that point. And then I took a little break. Then I came back, and I've since won the club championship at my local Peregian Springs golf course, and my handicap has dropped by another 5 shots. So I'll show you the dates and I'll show you the way that the numbers worked from the start. I've been doing this for 18 months, and for those golfers out there, I'm now at 20. I started off at 36, of course, so in 18 months, left-handed, I'm down to 20, and the current club champion of Division 2 B grade competition. Why is it appropriate for you as a trumpet player or a brass player? I know the frustrations. I've been there. The psychology of learning is where people go wrong. The exercises and the instrument, everyone can buy a book of exercises, everyone can buy an instrument, but they miss the point and they try next book and next book and next book. They don't understand that we're teaching the brain how to instruct the body, and we're looking for errors. This might sound ridiculous, but the more urgency you have to improve, the higher the frustration levels. And as you will learn, when you learn to leverage that frustration in a positive way, not a negative way, the way that neuroplasticity works is from frustration. So if you live the desired result in your mind, then you aim to execute and you fail. Failures are the stepping stones and building blocks of success. And we need to have these failures, or perceived failures, to get the results that we want. Now, if you're watching and you own a trumpet, you own lips and lungs, you are more than capable of playing whatever it is on your instrument. It's not about learning so much what to do with the trumpet. It's understanding how the trumpet works and what the body needs to do. So if you're a current WindWorks subscriber and you're like, oh, I'm burnt out, it's not working, or I need to take a break, take a break. But think about the processes. Playing's no harder than that. And some of you have really embraced it, others really struggle with it. There are a lot of illusions of competence that I've seen where thinking they're doing all the exercises right, but they're not quite right. I'm going to address these in very close detail in 2022. There's a lot to look forward to. I want you to have a fantastic Christmas. Hopes and prayers and love to everyone all around the world amongst this crazy time that we're all dealing with. And let's just hope things get back to normal real soon. And I look forward to seeing you around the WindWorks course. Please accept my offer of my International Trumpet Guild presentation. It's part of the premium level of the course, but I'd like to give it to you as something to watch over Christmas to stimulate some ideas. I talk a bit about my golf. I talk a little bit about focal dystonia and neurology. It's a really, I think, a pretty good watch, and I've had huge feedback from it. So I'd like to offer that to you for free. So the link is below on the email here. Come along and check it out, and I can't wait to see you all in 2022. Merry Christmas, and thank you for being part of the WindWorks course. Let me demonstrate for you the learning process in action. Learning is a roller coaster ride of successes and failures, and ultimately, with determination and a vision of what you'd like to achieve, you will get great results. So for those of you that don't know, I decided to challenge myself to become the beginner again and teach myself to play golf left-handed, just because it feels so weird, so strange, and a lot of the exercises that I teach you in WindWorks do feel strange. So I then busted my leg and was out for over 12 months. So basically I started in March of 2020. And as you will see here, on the 15th of August, I got my first handicap. I had 130 shots off the stick and they put my handicap at 54. In the right-hand column, you've got the handicap. Go back a couple of columns where it says 130. That's the amount of shots that I hit. And right at the very start are the points that you get for playing. So 13 points isn't very good. And so the adventure begins. So between the time that I started on the 15th of August 2020 and the 30th of January 2021, my scores were basically between 100 and 130. And my handicap was between the 31 and the 54 that I started at. So that's a good 6 months of practicing and playing and just getting used to the feeling of playing left-handed, which of course is ridiculously difficult. Then on the 30th of January 2021, I broke 100 and had a score of 40 points for the first time on my adventure. The points on the left, basically any score in the 30s is good, 36 is even par, and anything over 36 is good. So getting 40 points on this day was very good. My handicap was still in the low 30s. Then in the following couple of games, it went out again. Then it came back into 31. Then it came up to 30. And then on the 21st of April, 4 months later, I hit 43 points and had 94 off the stick. And my handicap came in to 29.1. That was an anomaly, an exceptionally good day. And if you have a look at the following week, my score was worse by 14 shots. There is the process of learning in action. My handicap is now in the 20s. So I got through the 20s, high 20s, 29, 28, 27, 26 quite quickly. Then I got to the 25s for a few weeks. And then the first of the massive plateaus came. By the 26th of June, I finally hit 24. Remember 24, have a look at 24 and all these weeks of 24 and 24 and 24 and 24 all the way through August. And then September came and for the first time I hit 23. I cannot tell you how overjoyed I was hitting into the 23s and stayed there for a few weeks. And then what happens? On the 6th of October 2021, back out to 24. Absolutely devastated. Still breaking 100, but of course you need to as your handicap improves. You'll see there on the 23rd of October, I had 20 points at the Palmer Resort, 114 off the stick, and I'm still stuck in the 24s. So in this period of time, this is where the break happened. By the 9th of October, I'm in a complete rut. I had 28 points, 101 off the stick, and things felt like they were going backwards, which they need to do. This is the learning process. So I took a couple of weeks off and came back on the 23rd of October and played at a more difficult course and had 114 off the stick. Now that didn't worry me because I was fresh and it was a moment to go, okay, what has stuck? What do I remember? What have I lost? And so whilst my score, 20 points and 114 shots, was very ordinary, the process of learning from all of the errors, as you'll see shortly, is the most powerful way of learning, to figure out what you're doing wrong, understand why you're doing it wrong, knowing that you're able to do it correctly. Then in a period of 6 weeks between the 9th of October all the way through to the 27th of November, I only played 4 games. I was not watching any golf. I was going through in my mind, visualizing my swing and all the technical everyday elements that are required, but really was not touching a golf club in between turning up and playing the competition on Saturdays. Here's where all of the hours of repetition, frustration, visualization, errors, more repetition, experimentation, video analysis, determination, belief, and even more repetition begins to pay off, and my game develops to the next level. My next ambition, of course, is to get to 14 and win the A-grade club championship. How long do you think that will take me? So you'll see the next game back on the 27th of November. I had 37 points. I hit 93 off the stick. That brought my handicap down to 23.2. A week later, another 93, 35 points at the lower handicap, 22.8. 4 days later, 36. I had 92 shots off the stick and it brought my handicap into 22.3. 3 days later, I had 91 off the stick. I had 36 points and that brought my handicap into 21.7. On the 18th of December, I hit 39 points. I had 89 off the stick and brought my handicap into 21. Then on Saturday just gone, I hit 36 points, I hit 90 off the stick and had my handicap is now 20.7. So from the 20th of November to the 22nd of December, my handicap has come in from 24.3 to 20.7. That's in a month. I've dropped 4 shots after being stuck on 24 for 6 months. I need you to consider this. There was the long period of development, that 6-month period through from the 26th of June through to the 24th of November, where I was stuck between 24 and 23. Then finally, from the 24th of November there until the 22nd of December, it came in 4 shots. I'm hoping you understand what I'm getting at. The break in between the 24 and the 27 was pivotal in allowing the brain to catch up with all the information that I'd been force feeding it. It was such a thrill for me to win the club championship in order to display to you what can be done with an understanding of what needs to be done, repetition of pure process and dedication. I wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And in breaking news, an over-enthusiastic South African football fan has perforated her larynx from blowing too hard on a trumpet-like instrument known as a vuvuzela. But first, the incredible scenes of an Australian trumpet player playing his trumpet through his ear. to health, and a common but relatively unknown condition known as vocal dystonia is destroying musicians across the globe.
Hi, I'm Julie, and I'm on an extraordinary journey with Greg Spence to retrain and recover from musicians' dystonia.
And to sport left-handed golf. Stay tuned to find out more.
Hi, welcome to Busting and Building Beliefs for Better Brass Playing, Part 1. I'm Greg Spence. Now, what does a vuvuzela, playing trumpet through the ear, vocal dystonia, and learning to play golf left-handed have to do with you becoming a better trumpet player, better performer, a better teacher? The explanations here will blow your mind. They blew mine, and they won't blow out your chops. Enjoy. Take it away, band.